Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RemovableSanity and today I'm reviewing Bulwark, Falconeer Chronicles on the Series X, developed by Thomas Sala and published by Wired Productions. So what is Bulwark, Falconeer Chronicles? Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles is an open world builder with freedom and expression and exploration at its core. The premise is you are here to reforge a world shattered by the decisions of those who came before you, tower by tower, wall by wall, sculpturing from daunting cliffs and perilous waters of an unforgiving landscape that refuses to be tamed. The game boasts an open world, ability to recruit powerful captains and commanders, a free build mode, and an intuitive flexible camera mode and time-lapse replay feature. First up is accessibility. With regards to accessibility, there is a button remapping, camera sensitivity options, and UI scaling. There is no subtitle options like colour variations, and sound options are limited, so should you have sound issues, this game would not be for you. Next is gameplay. This is a game set within the same universe as the Falconeer, and starts with you wandering the seas after the world was devastated by the aftermath of a war 40 years prior. You and you alone are in command of creating the last great settlement upon the Great Ursea. This vast, fantastical oceanic world filled with lost myths, breathtaking vistas, and danger is waiting to be explored and utilised to the benefit of your faction. You start from choosing from within 3 scenarios, each with their unique starting location and varied parameters. Once clicked upon, you enter said world and begin your adventure. You can play through all 3 scenarios separately or at the same time, as each hold a different save for each selection. The game is all about exploration, not only of the land, but the game's mechanics. Whilst there is some tutorials, they explain enough to get you started, but not enough to fully flesh out what you need to do or how to go about it. This has been deliberately designed this way to ensure you explore everything, including the map, soul tree and inventory menus carefully. There is no hand-holding here, and it's up to you to discover how to move forward and understand there really isn't any wrong answer. Every scenario begins with you in your airship, which is your main surveyor but also a primary attack vessel. You will cross vast seas, fly through tortuous storms, and survey and place new foundations for your faction in order to progress. From the beginning, you will arrive to what seems to be a collection of rock faces and what seems to be a tree. Here you'll be given some instructions how to build your first tower and add connections to surrounding resources. Thankfully, there is a source of wood and a source of stone close by, allowing you to build shanty-like factories and bridges upon these nodes. From your main tower, you will connect to the resource nodes, but should the connection distance be too great, you can create tower nodes which will bridge these elements together, literally. This is where the magic happens, as to build connections you do so by drawing lines to the area in question you want to go. It's here you can choose to create a tower should nothing exist in that location, upon which a small shanty hut is created from the surrounding area. This is then automatically linked with a shanty walkway connecting both nodes. Should a tower or resource already exist, then just the walkway is created, great for introducing shortcuts within the world you are creating. What really sells it though is the way these elements are created, as if you are dragging out of the sea or rocks by your fingers these rickety, barely stable constructions. As further resources are found, they then allow you to upgrade your towers and bridges from what was originally developed. Soon you will have skyscraping towers with beautiful stone sky bridges connecting them in any direction you can feasibly choose from. As buildings are created, the local population will move in and start to settle there, but don't be afraid to demolish areas if you need to restart, as they will return. Resourcing works differently in Bulwark, and it's all about the flow of resource, not the amount, which is a great way to keep things less stressful. That's not saying it's easy, as you will still need to ensure that the flow isn't being interrupted, otherwise you won't be able to fully create those towers of your dreams. By exploring the world, you will come across other factions, who will also have resources you need. You have two options on how to go about getting it. You can ally with them to acquire their aid by placing a harbour and connecting it to your own harbour. Here you'll need to recruit powerful captains and commanders to charter the seas to and from the harbours you place to ensure the flow of resources hit their intended targets. As resources are not just faction based but also are spread out in this open sea world, you'll soon build a network of ship connections using a variety of captains to ferry resources and people from one area to another. These trade routes are critical at getting resources you may not have to the locations that need them the most, but they aren't as simple as ferrying across. For example, each resource faction has certain requirements in order to trade, like wood for stone or people for iron. To complicate this further, certain ships only carry certain resources, which may mean multiple different ships to move your resource about. Another aspect to be aware of is that captains are also faction based and won't work with certain other factions, be it outposts or even ships on trade routes. Generally, this means just working out whom is best to work where and let them do their job without worrying. However, the more resources, the bigger the towers, the more your population grows. This then attracts pirates or factions you are not aligned with to attack your trade routes periodically, which, if they succeed, will mean a loss of your ships and their ability to ferry resources. To combat this, you will need to ensure fighter ships are used to protect your most dangerous routes in a bid to deter any attacks. Even so, they can only do so much and will often mean you shall need to help out to ensure complete victory. This is where you'll use your surveyor ship to help out, as it's also equipped with guns and missiles. As you progress more, you will attract special captains that will provide you different types of surveyor models and different flying support for when you engage in battles. By the level I had, I was a swarm of dragons, mechanical airships and warbirds of bringing hellfire to any battle I entered. There is also special buildings and powerful suitor items later on, but I won't spoil that for you. Now, this may sound hectic at worst and chaotic at best, but actually it's rather quite relaxing and slow paced, with the more pulse raising elements when being attacked by other factions or pirates. To be honest, there is more here than I'm letting on, and I kind of don't want to give away too much, as that's the main aim of the game, figuring and finding things out yourself. The game also has a cozy free build mode, devoid of conflict and challenges present in standard play, so you can build without the need for resources or upgrades and let your creative juices just flow. Graphics is next. Low poly graphics can be a hit or miss, but thankfully the developer is no stranger to this art style. Like his previous game, the Falconeer, the beauty of the art style is pushed to its limits, showcasing a pure visual treat for anyone willing to explore it. To showcase this off to its fullest is one of the best photo modes I have ever come across, with a plethora of options to engage with, like animation pause and start, or one of my favourite options, the ability to rebuild all of your creations in real time. You get to see how you carved your legacy into the landscape, tower by tower, wall by wall, sculpted from the daunting cliffs and perilous waters, as your unique creations grow brick by brick. The control style is unique and has been designed to ensure you get the very best tactical feedback for every creation you create. Each node and each aspect of a tower, from its foundations to the high-rise balconies, are easily created by making slight adjustments to your point interface. This then feeds into the game's head-up display, which is also visually crisp and full of information regarding potential upgrades to possibly new structural placements. Even understanding the flow paths of your resources is just a button click away, and due to its different colour schemes is easy to work out where there may be a blockage. Switching between nodes and the surveyor ship is equally easy with just the press of the Y button, and then allows the movement for said airship to be smooth by pointing to a location and going to it. The only slight issue I found was understanding the camera movement when first starting out, and accidentally pressing the X button too long when highlighting a tower. In terms of graphical glitches, I did encounter one such element when, after a rebuild in photo mode, it failed to create it properly within the main game. However, this only happens once while I was playing, so I'm not worrying about that too much. And finally, sound. The music is superb, but what would you expect from an award-winning composer like Benedict Nichols, who has returned to craft an eclectic soundtrack like no other? He has managed to sculpt the aural landscape of the Earthsea along with your creations in musical form that truly engages your senses as you explore the game to its fullest. Battles, when they do happen, are equally punchy with the weight of your warbirds and guided missiles raining down pain on the pirates who dare to provoke your wrath. Voice acting is equally engaging with characters who ooze a deep mood of a world in turmoil. The tone of each character is expertly done, ensuring that you can feel the tension when they speak about other factions they dislike.
Fabricator of boilers and heated houses at your service. Had some minor mishaps at my previous patron, but I assure you, I can deliver fabulous Mark II heated houses.
The atmosphere is also fantastic, and the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks to thunderous storms raging against your surveyor. Combine this with the industrial mechanics working away as you fly over your cities, and it all heightens the feeling of a living, breathing world around you. I would recommend a good quality headset to really enjoy the soundtrack and the open sea world teasing you to explore it. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now I rate games in order of avoid, on sale, great purchase and must own. My rating for Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles is a must own. For pure enjoyment blended with its relaxing nature and combined with its price makes this one of those games that will easily be a hit if you allow it to. I cannot express how I thoroughly enjoyed this game and the way it allows you to create and explore at your own pace with no penalty. Thomas Sala, the developer, has produced another hit in my opinion, and I await with bated breath to see what else he is coming up with. The game is currently priced on Xbox at £14.99, or approximately $20, and depending on your skill and patience would give you over 25 hours worth of gameplay. Combine this with two other scenarios, you could easily push this to over 70 plus hours. There is a free build mode, and time being put into that could be immense. To really simplify this game, you could say it's a city builder, but that would be doing the game a great disservice. It's so much more than that. It's about exploring the world around you in search of resources, engaging with splintered factions, all whilst building your own faction to become the true powerhouse. Time here is well spent, and the game was able to put my chaotic brain in a peaceful, relaxing phase that allowed me to feel more than just a sense of accomplishment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I do hope you like this review, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe if you so wish. And if you would like to put some notes or even just a comment in the comment section, I do like reading them. Anyway, have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all again soon.